each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Number one. I said when I didn't have anything, I was going to say what Amber said. She said I'm number one, so I said I was going to do it. For anybody that follows constantly, I leave Easter eggs along. Just you got to find them. I don't know what they are though, so good luck. Don't ask me because I don't know. I'll be changing some things around. I think I'm getting rid of trudgingtogether.org. And I think we're just going to go with raw recovery. Seems to stick a little bit better, a little bit easier to spell. People have a hard time spelling trudging. That was one of my concerns when I first started it. So I've also noticed that there are some other people out there using raw recovery. Yeah, that belongs to me. That's mine. Maybe I do a little research first before you start naming your podcast, because if it's named Raw Recovery, take it down. So, yeah, because I was searching for some of my stuff right into some other stuff. I'm like, But I'm not going to spend $400 to trademark it yet. But if I have the name and I've been using Raw Recovery for 5-6 years, it's mine. So you can't have it. You can't have it. Morning, Michelle. Morning, Amber. See, if you're so unthinking that you didn't go check, huh? Yeah. I tell you, every little step you take is being watched. You don't just throw this stuff together, man. Well, I do. But I've been doing it for a long time. I've done a lot of these, so I can come on prepared. Are you guys liking the pictures? Today's was pretty good. It did a pretty good job. I was surprised. Check this out. Unless you follow this through YouTube, you don't usually see this stuff. So I'm going to show it to you. It finally got better after a little bit of arguing. See, that was a picture for today. Did a pretty good job. Yeah, I was happy with that. Good job, ChatGPT. It's a good job. You should do ChatGPT. It likes being appeased. Yeah, meow. Good morning to you. It's not even close to the 5 o'clock meeting, dude. And you slept on your mother's head all night. You got plenty of attention. Yeah, so I'm gonna be making some changes. You caught it. You caught it, Michelle. Michelle's today's winner. She caught today's song. Most people call him Brown, Bobby Brown. I call him the Whitney Houston killer. Dick. Bobby Brown, you're a dick. You are. You took a beautiful woman, introduced drugs to her, and it killed her. All right. Anyway. Every little step you take. You're amazed by what songs I know, huh? You probably think I'm just some metalhead rock and roll dude. About the only stuff I don't listen to is mostly and rap just sucks anymore, especially if it has the N word in it. I just don't listen to it. I think you'd do a little bit better. I listen to some rap, but we're talking old school. Walk This Way, Run DMC. I remember when Eminem came out, I'm like, yeah, I like his stuff. I didn't even know he was white. And so I went to Tower Records, right? This was before This was even before Napster, my friends. Hi, Bren. Good to see you. This was before Napster, right? You guys are gonna appreciate this story. Right. I go in, I'm looking for Eminem, but I can't find it. I couldn't find it. It was not under the M's. So I had to go ask. Ah, you poser white boy. It was under the E's. Eminem. I thought it was spelled Eminem like the candy. I believe that same year I also accidentally, what record was it? I think it was Kid Rock I bought. But I bought it at Walmart and half of it was beep, beep. I was so pissed. I was so mad. Ah. See, when you just go after what you want and you don't really consider other things, then that's what happens. That's what happens. Get off of there. Get off of there. Oh, you're learning, Jack. You're learning. Good job, buddy. Yeah, you're not supposed to. Oh, I pet him, so I got to pet you. All right. Cats are like that. All right. Shell says it was weird. I found a cassette on the ground, popped it in my player, and I loved that tape. Well, what is it? What is it, Michelle? What? Who was it? You probably don't remember. You would have said it. So, all good. All good. It's good. Is it good? It's good. It's all good. All right. So we're gonna go to Tree Hut today. Let's see what Tree Hut. There's a 35% off statewide and arrive by Christmas in the USA. Only 4 hours and 2 minutes left. You better get hurry and go buy your Tree Hut stuff. I came here for the dad jokes. Don't start a conversation with me. They're like, hi. And then I'm sure after I visit this, I'll get a message that said, oh, the Bobby Brown. You were still going on with the Bobby Brown. My bad. It was a Bobby Brown tape. That's about the only song I remember by him. All right. But then I'm gonna get a message from them. How did your dad jokes go on Tree Hut today? Yep, because that's kind of how things are done now, huh? How was your experience? I see you walked through such and such park. How did your walk go? We'd like to know. How was your experience at the park? Hey, we noticed you just used Colgate toothpaste. How did your toothbrushing experience go? It's funny because I'm joking, but it's not far off. Maybe in my lifetime. It might happen in my lifetime, but it's going to happen. All right. You know what time it is? It is time for Dion's Daily Funnies. Woo! And this is the stuff that I'm going to be working on. I got to do a budget first, though. But I'm going to be working on like a song for like the Daily Funnies, little music. Welcome to Dion's Funnies. Just people love that shit. Anyway, and it's kind of fun to, I get to sit over here and press buttons. All right. Because, see, if I ever get bigger, I'm going to end up needing a producer, man. But right now I'm okay. But I have to do it all from getting the topic to an outline to a picture, laugh tracks. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I just want you to know what I do to entertain you. Don't you know who I am? All right. Man, I'm funny enough myself here. We don't need the funnies today. All right. Why do bananas need sunscreen? Because they peel. Really late on that one. I don't really trust stairs. They're always up to something. I don't get this next joke, but I'm going to tell it. maybe once I say it, I'll understand it. What kind of fish is made of only 2 sodium atoms? 2 Na. I'm not even gonna give it a laugh track. Somebody please explain that joke to me. I'm sure I'm missing something. The rotation of the earth really makes my day. You want to hear a joke about construction? Nah, I'm still working it out. Maybe what I'll do is start going and grabbing jokes from some recovery jokes from some of these comedians and stuff out there. I'll give them credit. I'll be like, this joke's by blah, 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 and give them credit and stuff. Absolutely, I would. All right. You know who's probably pissed off at life? Tuna. Okay, now I got it. Thank you, Amber. I knew somebody else could hear it. I was hoping when I said it out loud I would hear it, but clearly I couldn't hear tuna. So I heard it. Thank you, Amber. I don't even remember what I was talking about. So let's just get on with the show. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. It happens to me a lot, I know. But the thing is when I do this, I have to be very forward thinking. So whatever thought I just had, I got to keep moving on. Or what you're going to get is dead air time. And you're going to get me going, if you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. Today, we're talking about boundaries and the holidays with a Z. Because sometimes the holidays can put you in a daze, my friends. The first thing I think I'm going to say on this is try and keep it simple. The next thing that I'm going to say, right, because we're going to talk about boundaries, we're going to talk about holidays, and then we're going to talk about boundaries with holidays. All right, because this was the topic in last night's grassroots. I went to my YouTube and I put in boundaries. And the last time I talked about it was 2 years ago. I'm like, probably about time to bring this topic up again. Been 2 years. What does that mean? It means I've probably been working on my boundaries. I haven't had to talk about it because I have a healthy set of boundaries. But it didn't just happen. Like everything else in the program, in order for me to get good at boundaries, I needed to practice them. And I can tell you now, I failed often. It's okay. All right. Well, so the other thing that I was going to say before we get started was it is okay to be happy for the holiday season. All right. All right. I was talking to my therapist yesterday, and I have some concerns about going this year, but not as many concerns. And I had to get down to a cause and condition so that I could take care of that cause and condition and go and create harmony and not confusion. All right. And it just came down to giving myself permission to go and have a good time. I don't need to get involved in anything. I don't. And when I make decisions like that, what happens is I don't start future tripping. That's part of the alcoholic's problem. We start to future trip. We'll start creating these conversations in our head. Well, if this happens, I'm going to do that. And you don't need to do that. I found that when I do that, what happens is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I go and that's what happens because that is what I decided in my head. I had made a decision, the future trip. So if I make the decision that I don't need to worry about that God's got my back, that I'm perfectly capable of doing this, then I'm probably going to have a better time. Now, if you are new, no is a complete answer, which requires nothing else. They're going to want to know. If you want to be honest, you guys drink a lot. I don't want to be around it. I'm trying to stay sober right now. Maybe next year. maybe next year. I tell you right now, people are supporting you in your family, they'll reach out. They'll say, "Hey, okay, we know there's going to be alcohol here. Is there something you might want, or maybe you can bring what it is that you want to drink?" Because why we get caught up in what we're drinking at the present moment, just it confounds me. Why are we so worried about our drinks and how they look and what they are and what is up with that? I don't get it. I don't. Okay, I will walk around with my big yellow cup that I got from the local corner store. I have fuck. So, give it another year. This thing will just be pure yellow. There will be no more writing on it. And this cup will still be useful. With all that said, let's dig into this a little bit more. All right. Before we talk about boundaries with other people, we have to talk about boundaries with ourselves. Internal boundaries. Okay. Because, like everything else, it starts with you. Now, their stuff doesn't start with you, your stuff starts with you. Always. There's no way around this. Okay. But here's some good news, bad news. Been a while since I said this. I'm going to mute you for a second. All right. Good news, bad news. And I'll give you the bad news first. You're the problem. There's the bad news. I'm not the problem. Well, if you're already battling that, then go ahead and go listen to something else. Because good news, you're the problem. See, should have stuck around for the good news, man. Stick around for the good news. Good news. Why is that good news? Because it's the one thing that you can change. It's the one thing that you can change. How do we start with internal boundaries? Because, see, we're talking about an internal boundary. The first boundary I had to put on myself was the amount of money I left the house with. Okay. Now, I really only went to meetings. And during this time, my anxiety had not hit yet. So I wasn't like this. I was a little bit more, didn't bother me going and hanging out at places just didn't at that point. Probably because of the alcohol, right? But so if I went to a meeting, right? If I was going somewhere, I just didn't take any cash. But what I would do is I would go to the meeting and I would only take $2.10 with me because I knew that I could not get drunk off $2.10. I put $1 in the basket, $1.10 for coffee. There we go. See, Dion got everything that he needed. He just wanted a cup of coffee, so he felt like he kind of belonged. There's our drink again. Got to have that drink. And I still have a drinking problem. I got 2 of them sitting right here. It's often I have 3 or 4 drinks sitting here. I still have a drinking problem. All right, we can have fun with it. We can have fun with it. What's the first step? We kind of talked about this in the meeting last night. So for some of the people listening, this is a repeat. Just a little bit though. All right. Stop calling yourself names. You've got to stop calling yourself names. You've got to quit beating up on yourself. You cannot have healthy external boundaries without healthy internal boundaries. It does not work. People are going to treat you like you treat yourself. Yeah. Especially if you do this around other people. What's even worse is when an alcoholic does something wrong and they literally start pounding their own head because they think they're so stupid. That lets me know that growing up, when you did something wrong, your parents used to hit you. I already know. It's a sign. You're just carrying on the abuse. You don't need abusers when you're abusing yourself. What do you need enemies for when you got you? And we're pretty fucking judgmental people, especially when it comes to ourselves. Oh, man. We provide ourselves no grace. None. We give ourselves no quarter. How can you expect to give grace to other people and to hold space for other people if you refuse to do it for yourself? Right. So, why is this important? Because if you call yourself stupid, you're going to let other people call you that and you're going to say nothing. But if you stop calling yourself names and somebody calls you stupid, you're going to be like, no, 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 no. Watch it. Right. I know who I am. What else applies to internal boundaries? Self worth. Weird. Not really. But to alcoholics, it's weird because we always have the cart before the horse. Always, always, always. So when you tell yourself something, it's going to stick. But, okay, this is how you do it. You're still going to do it every now and then. You call yourself a name. You apologize. You apologize immediately. So you can make all these amends to everybody else, but you can't make an amend to yourself. Then are you really making amends? Because until you've amended yourself, it's really hard to forgive and forget. Of course, I'm the kind of person that I just don't forget. I want to. I do. I want to forget some things. I will be honest. There's some days I wake up, I'm like, I wish I was just naive. Then I could just I'd have a joyful day of being naive about everything, right? So external boundaries fail when internal ones do not exist. And that's what we're trying to get to on that portion. Now, let's slip into boundaries and actually let's do holidays. And then we're going to do boundaries with holidays. Right? Michelle says, I totally agree. I hear this from my spiritual shows. Speak about talking good about yourself. Yes. Now, I will use my experience in order to help somebody else out, which might be from my past, which might be bad, but I've turned it into good accounts. So it's good. And when I do that, right? So what's another key? Chin up. Chin up. Don't look down. Don't be walking around looking down. Keep your hands out of your pockets. These are hard things to do. Right? Tell yourself in the morning you're worth it. Right? Now, for the longest time, I couldn't look in the mirror because I just didn't like what I saw. You know, and by what I saw was by my actions and what I had done in life. That's what we're talking about, not my actual face. But it was hard to look in the mirror because what you're getting a reflection back, right? So if like every now and again you'll hear a video, if you could go back to 1984 and tell your younger self, so I would you know what I would do? I have 3 words that I would say. Good luck, dude. That's it. Because it was so hard to get to, okay? But this is what it comes down to. I love me today. I love who Dion. I like this Dion. He's a much better person. He gets a lot more accomplished. He helps a lot more people out. But I wouldn't be who I am if I wouldn't have gone through what I went through. So if you take any of that away, you're taking a part of me away. And we can't do that. Look, can you hear the switch? Right? Do I still regret some things? Yes, I do. There are some things I do kind of want to take back. I can't. So I got to come to the conclusion that those things needed to happen. And it's why I'm at where I'm at right now, that I needed to learn those lessons, that I needed to get somewhere, that I needed to be something more than what I was because I was useless. Now I'm a member of society again. Nobody knows. I walked out, when I was drinking, you could tell I was an alcoholic. I know an alcoholic, right? It's like we were playing the game, right? We're Sunday's game. The the opposing team's kicker, we used to be our kicker, and we let him go because he was too heavy of a drinker. He couldn't get off the hooch. That's why we let him go. All right. And he was getting ready to kick. I'm like, is he still drinking? And then they showed his face. Nope. His face was clear. He has not been drinking. Yay! It made me happy. It did, because I don't want people to go through that. All right, so we're talking about the holidays. Maybe this is your first time holidays, and I know there's a million of these out there right now. So I'm going to keep things kind of to the point. All right, there's no point in fluff, but the number one thing here is your sobriety. Your sobriety is the number one thing, and it has got to remain a priority. Fuck everyone else. And don't sit here and tell me you can't do that. You did it as an alcoholic. You need to put those blinders on. Quit worrying about what everybody else is doing and focus on what you need to get done. It is one of the biggest things that every single alcoholic goes through. I still go through it. It happened this morning. I got a little triggered. It made me think of somebody else. And then suddenly my mind is trying to figure out how I'm going to make this other person's life difficult. I'm like, what are we doing? We got better things to do. God, this is yours, not mine. It's not even to save me from being angry. It doesn't belong to me. These are the internal boundaries that I work on. So you're not required to go. Don't let guilt, blame, or shame decide your decisions. Okay. Now, something kind of happened with my family. I'm like, my first response was that, well, fine, and then I won't go. Like it's a punishment. Actually, it kind of is, because, well, parents want all their kids there. I know that, but I thought about it. It didn't take me long. It took me a couple minutes. I'm like, wait a minute, Dion, you kind of made a promise to some people, not just this one person, but you. And remember that we do what we said we were going to do now, even if it means that it's going to be a little bit harder. Okay. Then my mind shifted to, okay, then what I need to do is I need to talk to my therapist about this and come up with a plan. And the plan ended up being this. I'm going to go with the best possible attitude. I'm not going to stir the pot. I don't need to. And as it turns out, I might be able to take 2 of my grandkids with me. If that's the case, I ain't got no problems. I'll just hang out with that. Because my therapist, she's like, talk to the people that you need to talk to, and then go hang out with the person that you like. Because she's like, are there anybody there that you get along with? I'm like, yeah, there's a couple of people. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. She's like, that's what I do. Look, I went to somebody, I'm like, and they gave me something, all right? Because there was a part of me that wanted to go and say, hey, if we're going to continue being fake here, this once a year, how do you do thing, I just don't want to be a part of it anymore. If you guys want to be a part of my life, you got my phone number. But also this year, my older brother, Scott, actually sent me a message on my birthday saying, happy birthday, I love you. So see, things are moving forward, but they're not moving forward at the process that Dion wants or the speed Dion wants. And that's okay. That I can. Why? because I have developed the skill of delayed gratification. I don't have to take care of things right now all the time. All right. So, what are some of the reasons that you wouldn't go? Maybe you don't get along with your family. Maybe I can tell you right now, if there's going to be a bunch of drinking going on and you do not feel, and you don't trust yourself yet, you don't have to go. All right. I'm going to say something. A lot of people aren't going to agree with me on this one. That's okay. You're not required to lie to them. Tell them you're sick. Tell them that you have really bad diarrhea. Yeah. Make the amends later. Your sobriety comes first. I know we're not supposed to lie, but sometimes they don't give you a choice. Okay. Now, if you feel like you have to go, that you're required to, or maybe you're just that kind of person. And Dion, you said you were going to go. You're loyal. I'm going to go. It's my first time. Good on you. Good job. Either way, these are okay answers. Okay. Number one thing, take your own car. Make sure you have a way to leave anytime you need to. And you are allowed to leave anytime that you need to. And if people don't understand, and you can be honest about it too, I'm sorry, the drinking is just too much for me. I got to get out of here and go to a meeting while you're there. There's plenty of Zoom meetings. And I'm telling you now, you're going to figure out who support you have. Oh, you need to go to a meeting? Yeah, bye. Those are the people that support you. They're like, yeah, go ahead. Excuse me. Yeah. Say you have other commitments. All right. Mine's always, see, we're meeting at 1, which means I need to leave by 3:30 because I open a meeting at 5. Takes an hour to get back home. So see, I'm already covered. I'm hosting a meeting, and it's not a lie, and they'll believe me because some have been to that meeting. All right. Bring your own stuff. Okay. There's one suggestion that I don't hear very often, which is the number one, which is a really good way. Is one of the best ways. Pray. Pray. Did you pray? God, please help me have a good attitude when I go do this. And help me take the right action. Ask God for some help. We tend to forget about that, especially in early sobriety. Michelle says, take another person who's worked the program. Take a guess with you. Do that too. Excuse me. So, I mean, I'm not really giving you any I'm not really giving you any new suggestions when it comes to this, right? So, once you start working on those eternal boundaries, well, Dion, I don't quite have boundaries yet. Okay. Let's say you're wherever, maybe you're at a work event for the holidays. Would you like a drink? No, thank you. Why don't you drink? Yeah, maybe there's that one person that you used to drink with, or maybe people don't know. Okay. Tell them you're allergic. Yeah, I'm allergic to wheat and barley. I can't have it. Most people at that point will leave you alone. Yeah. Well, why don't you just try this? It doesn't have, yeah, I'd just rather not take the chance. At this point, and it is entirely up to you. You can even tell them, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I don't drink. Oh, well, you can have one. All right, here we go. That's usually my suggestion. You can do it the way that you want. Just make it overly dramatized. In fact, one of my sponsees took that suggestion and used it this last weekend when somebody was trying to get him to drink. And he said, if I drink, I'm going to try and sleep with your wife. Now, it was funny, but they ain't never going to ask again. And they're never going to bug somebody about that again. They're not going to try and pressure somebody. Just make it real. Just tell them the consequences of your drinking. Right? If I drink, you and I are going to jail because I'm going to beat the crap out of you because I don't like you. Just overdo it. Make it funny. And eventually they'll, if they persist, tell them to get the fuck away from you. Get away from me. Go bug somebody else because I'm not drinking. Okay. But if you have lurking notions, if you have anything else going on, this stuff is not going to work. You will give in. All right. All right. Let's kind of wrap this up. If you don't protect your sobriety internally, no boundary will ever protect it externally. Not only that, but anytime we try to protect the alcohol from the triggers, we usually wind up with a bigger explosion than ever before. Now, you got to have the courage to go do these places, to go do things. Right? And there it is, an internal boundary. Take God with you. Take your chip with you. Yeah, hold on to your chip. If you feel like drinking, put it in your mouth, and when it melts, you get to drink. Yeah. And it ain't made of chocolate, so it's gonna be a while. Fair, right? Right. Now, here's another suggestion. You don't need to tell anybody you're leaving. You can just leave, especially if it's a work party. You just leave. If it's a family party, you need to tell a couple people or whatever, because we are trying to be accountable. But I can tell you right now, when it comes to accountability around a bunch of drunk people, it's going to be, hey, where'd so-and-so go? I don't know. All right. There's not going to be much to it. So reflection for today, where the questioning reflection for the day. Where do I need to say no to myself so I can say yes to my recovery this holiday season? What do you need to say no to ensure the sobriety of the yes of your sobriety and your recovery? Yeah. So it's kind of funny, and some of you guys will kind of get this joke. I was thinking about dressing up as Jesus when I went to my family. They called somebody in my family called me religious a few months ago, and it doesn't make me as mad now. I've gotten over it for the most part. It's still it annoys me. I'm like, I should walk in with a Bible, be like, praise Jesus, praise Jesus. You call me a name, I will go to an extreme on it just to fuck with you because I am that petty. Yeah, I'm petty sometimes. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.